Okay. So point M is the midpoint of AB, and B is the midpoint of AC. What are the values of X and Y? So if you look at the solution key for that, if you think about it, 4x minus 1 has to equal x plus 8. Just has to, right? If m's a midpoint. And once you figure that out, oh, then that's going to be 11, right? Um, yeah, that's going to be 11, and that's also 11. So it means this has to be 22. And then you can work that out and solve for y. Yeah, go ahead. Sure, yeah, no problem. Okay, next up for 771, you're asked to graph that. That's just like algebra 1 skills. Like you guys have graphed lines before. You find the y-intercept of 5, do the slope down to, sorry, yes, rise or run. Yeah, I should know that. Down to right 3. So you go down to right 3. Um, that should be a-okay. Yeah, so if you go down to yeah, there we go. You have a point at 3 comma 3. It's a dash line, by the way, because there's no equal sign. And you shade below. This is stuff from like back in the day. You'll review this again in Algebra 2 next year. For 775, you're asked to identify whether these are congruent or not. And if so, state the reason why. All sides are the same for A. For B, we don't have information. We saw that in the notes. Great. They're proportional. What do you do? Can't do anything. But actually, I'm not sure you can even say that. Yeah, I don't think you can even say that. So, um, anyhow, just don't have enough info. For C, that's an ASA situation, mainly because if these outer edges are both 3 and they share this middle, like for example, if I label this as A, B, C, and D, AC has to equal BD. Do you guys see why that's true? Because isn't AC AB plus BC? And isn't BD BC plus CD? Don't they both have BC in common? And aren't AB and CD both 3? So, but logically, that makes sense that you have a pair of sides are the same. And the markings, you have angles the same. So you have ASA situation. This is an HL because 90, 90, right? So you have that. And of course, there's a shared side and congruent side. So you have HL. Oh, if you lift up, it turns off. So you have to lay on the ground. I could help this. Yeah, we're lucky. Like everyone else is getting pummeled, and
In Minnesota, there's exploding trees.
well, there's a lot going on in Minnesota right now besides that. But yeah, a lot of politics, which Minnesota.
And everyone's like,
Well, there's many states having storms. Texas and Minnesota and Illinois, and it's just an Arctic blast. We're gonna call it vortex, moon vortex. Um, there was a lot of snow in Denver in the game yesterday. It snowed like crazy there. Yeah, got it. TikTok, yeah. I don't know if you could trust TikTok. Anyway, for 776, it says create a flow chart. Guys, quiet. Girls, thanks. Create a flow chart to prove your conclusion. Uh, I yeah, I mean, if you want to choose one of them, do it. We're gonna do some proofs later today, so we'll just skip that for now. For 777, um, yeah, just know your relationships here. So DCA is definitely gonna add up to the other two angles because if DCA is supplementary to ACB, and ACB with the other two have to 180. So you can make that connection there. DCA, if that is 135, then you have 45 for ACB. And then you can work out the rest after that. And if you're trying to get CAB, oh, ABC is a 43 as well. Um, hold on. Does that make sense? Yeah, because CAB, wait, why am I losing my mind here? ABC is 43. DCA is 135. Oh yeah, so if that's 45, oh, you can just do this. Yeah, duh. If that's 135, it's gonna add up to these two again, right? We know that. So there you go. And Tamika wants to find the area of the isosceles triangle. Um, so you're gonna have to probably do some trig for sure. Notice that they brought the altitude, cut the triangle in half. If you cut the triangle in half, you get 18 degrees. So you get a new right triangle like this. And I know expand is like crazy, but that's DCA, let's say. What's this thing going to be right there? 18 degrees. And how long is this side? 4. And if you want to find the height, I'll call it H, then you have to do a trig function. Tangent would make the most sense for that one. Let's get your height, then great. Then you can find the area. So it's not too bad. So just review of old stuff again. So for 779, there's still more to do. Plot the points, which I know you guys are capable of doing. If you want to prove it's a parallelogram, it helps actually to know the slopes. And once you have the slopes, then you can say they're parallel and you're good. Or you find the distances, totally up to you. But you need two pairs of parallel sides, two pairs of congruent sides. And if you're asked to find the equation of the diagonals, that's easy. Personally, I would go with point slope form. I like that. That makes life so much better. So once you know slope, you can plug in the point. And what point I'm going to go with? Probably a point that's on the parallelogram, right? Like 0, comma 0, or where point D or B is, right? Um, by the way, they meet at the midpoint in case you're curious. For 780, a reasonable estimate. That's just more just making sure your numerical fluency is solid. If you think about it, root 64 is 8, root 81 is 9. So it's got to be between those two. So 8 point something. So if you said 8.3 or 8.4, don't worry about it. I mean, just know it's between 8 and 9. That's all I care about. Like, know that 1 is between 2 and 3. Know that 2 is between 9 and 10. Know that 3 is between 7 and 8. Know that 4 is between 4 and 5. Whether you're spot on, I don't really care. But don't say root 5 is like close to 5 or close to 4. Like, that doesn't make any sense, right? So that's just more just that just turn off. Yeah, it's tripped out. There we go. Yeah, I think because it's too much power sometimes, the power surge might. Yeah, so probably should plug into the wall. Okay, lastly for this one here, yeah, obviously these two sides are the same, so that's also X. Whole thing adds to the 180. This adds to the 180. You're just gonna, I got to plug into the wall. Yeah, it's gonna keep doing it. Yeah, but once they plug into the wall, it'll heat up the room just fine. And lastly for D, right. Lastly for this one, yeah, this is also 2x plus 21, and those are since those are corresponding angles, semi-equal to each other, and you should be able to solve for x just fine. So just knowing relationships. Okay, cool. Let's recap the notes, and I'm gonna have you guys then work on the proofs again, the proofs that you guys are working on. You guys are gonna wrap that up. Then I'm gonna have you guys present, and I'll project them so you guys can see what everyone's working on. Um, anyhow, let's talk about the notes that we did. Did you good? Okay, cool. All right, so just to recap the notes, actually, let me do the filled out version. Let's go to Schoology. Schoology. Geo. Yeah, two. Class handouts. And 725, 726 key. Clear it. Oh, your quizzes, I'll have them back by tomorrow. Um, Okay, just to recap the notes from the other day. So just some things to keep in mind. As we're exploring new shapes, guys, quiet please. As we're exploring new shapes, there's more properties we're discovering. For example, there's this thing called a perpendicular bisector. Just means you take a line and cut another line in half and make sure they're perpendicular. That's why it's called a perpendicular bisector. So PM or line L is cutting AB in half and it's also perpendicular to AB. The new property that we're stating is that, oh, if you take any point on the perpendicular bisector, it's going to be equal distance to the endpoints of the line it cuts in half. It's cutting AB in half. So point P, for example, which is on the perpendicular bisector, is going to be equal distance both A and B. To prove that, we would use congruent triangles. And we did that. And then we did a CP/CTC reason, and then we got to work. Or mid segments. That's a new thing we're seeing, right? Hey, here's a triangle. Here's a line in the middle. We call it mid segment. Why? Because cutting the sides in half. Well, what relationship can I say about that? Well, DE apparently is half of AB. And we were able to prove that by just talking it out, right? And by talking it out and realizing there's a congruence, or not congruence, a similarity, and then there's some sort of correspondence, great. Then we can make that connection. And there's some sort of a ratio that we follow. Or here, like, oh, okay, well, if those two angles are the same H and G, what can we say about EH and FG? Those are the same also. And again, we went through the motion and said, oh, let's actually, I think we did a bullet point proof, or just, using bullet points and realizing, oh, okay, great. Um, we have corresponding angles, we have all these sides are proportional. We kind of looked at these, we did substitution, we subtracted, all that stuff. We talked it out. Or lastly, we did the same thing with a trapezoid. Like, what if you have two right angles? We call a right trapezoid. Um, you have two consecutive right angles. What's happening there? We work it all out. Cool. We got that to make sense. So, any questions? We're good. All right. So, what I'd like you guys to do is go back to your groups. So I think, what were the groups again? I forgot. You were three, and Connor, who are you working with?
Uh, Colin,
Well, okay. So you guys will work together. And then Peter, you're with Maggie and Kira. Okay. So then Sabine, Zoe, and Reagan will be a group of three. You guys will be starting from scratch. And I'm just gonna have you guys finish off the proof you guys were working on and present it and try to make it look nice, like what you see there. I'm gonna walk and help you guys out. I'm also gonna show you guys the answer key too to make sure you guys have it correct. So I don't want you to present something that's wrong. I want you to feel confident. And then we're just gonna everyone's gonna teach each other these proofs, right? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna teach it to each other. So you have more examples of proofs, and after that, we'll do some homework. So again, pretty low key day today. So I think that's all I need to say for now. So I'll go and stop my recording.